I can show you the world, shining 16-bit splendid. This is Disney's Aladdin on the Super Nintendo. So there's a bunch of Aladdin games on different platforms, but Capcom happened to be the brains behind this one, since they had the exclusive rights to make any Disney games on Nintendo platforms at the time. And while it looks remarkably different from its critically acclaimed, cel-shaded and sword-swinging cousin on the Sega Genesis, this version still holds its own as a quality platformer. So you'll guide your favorite street rat to princehood in acrobatic fashion, bouncing off all sorts of enemies and objects, swinging from random stuff and parachuting around, and of course throwing apples. The level progression follows the basic plot of the movie with a good variety of gameplay mechanics reminiscent of Prince of Persia, Donkey Kong Country, or even some of the vehicular levels from Battletoads, like this mind-numbingly annoying carpet ride that requires some serious reflexes and memorization. And as awesome as this level is, this part pisses me off to no end, believe me. So even for a Disney game, I'd say Aladdin still maintains the levels of challenge that Capcom can be notorious for. But I'm just thankful there aren't any ghosts and goblins around to make it too difficult, and it's still approachable to gamers of all ages, as long as they're patient enough to use up lots of continues. So while it may not have the striking look of its Sega counterpart, it's still a great looking and sounding game. Fans will be humming along to their favorite songs from the movie, and maybe the little cinematics between levels will inspire you to dust off your old VHS tape and give this animated classic a rewatch. But I think the Super Nintendo version doesn't really capture the spirit of the films like the beautifully animated Genesis version, and getting to play around with a sword for at least a level or two would have been nice. So if the two consoles were to go head to head on this, I gotta go with Sega. But if you're an Aladdin fan, or just a 16-bit side-scrolling fiend like myself, you'll have fun with this one too, so you might as well go with both.